When Ricky Folks went to work on the night of July 9th, 1990, he had no reason to be worried about leaving his wife and children alone in their home in Sherman, Texas.
We ate, and I gave my wife a kiss goodnight.
Ricky Folks left for work around 6:30 p.m., leaving 4-year-old Kurt and his younger sister Kristen in the care of their mother, Paulie.
She always goes in and cleans the kitchen after I leave. The kids were making a lot of noise, so my wife had them go in their bedroom and close the door, and they could play as loud as they wanted to then. I called her about 8:30 and asked her what was going on and stuff. I always called her at night, see how things are going. She said she had a real bad headache and that she was sleepy, and this was unusual because she always feels pretty good.
Around 9 p.m., Kurt came out of his room.
Mama, Mom, wake up. Aunt Tippin' Wink, wake up. I'll try to wake her up. She won't wake up. Mom, I want Tippin' Wink. Please wake up, please. Mama.
2 miles away, Wanda Knight got Kurt's call.
Hello? I didn't recognize the voice at first. He kept saying his name, but he said it real fast. When he kept talking about his mom, he couldn't wake up his mom. I thought maybe he thought he was calling someone else, you know. And so I thought, well, maybe I should listen to what he had to say for a second. What did you say your name was?
C-U-R-T.
Oh, Kurt. My number was pre-programmed on Polly's phone. She had told me that she had pointed out to Kurt the day before what to do in case of an emergency, and she told him that if he needed somebody to call us. And so I said, well, do you want me to come over and check on her? And he said, yeah. So I said, okay, I'll be there as soon as I can. I thought maybe she was sick or something, or just asleep, and he probably wasn't shaking her hard enough. I thought maybe he's exaggerating or something like that. I really expected Polly to answer the door when I got there.
Wanda arrived at the Folks' house within a few minutes.
Polly? Polly?
I don't supposed to open the door for people who I don't know.
Kurt, you called me now, remember? Come on, Kurt, open the door. It's me, one. Kurt? It's okay now, I'm here. When I went in and saw her laying on the couch, then I began to get concerned. Polly? Polly, wake up. Kurt was kind of teary-eyed. It was startling to him that his mom wouldn't wake up. Polly? When I picked up her hand and it was so limp, I thought that was real strange. I realized that maybe I need some help here.
Emergency?
Hello, this is Wanda Knight. I have an emergency here.
What's happening?
I don't know. A little friend of mine called and said he couldn't wake his mommy up. And
Okay.
She's laying here on the couch and she won't wake up.
All right, we'll get an ambulance en route immediately.
All right, thank you.
Polly? Polly, wake up. Come on, Polly, wake up.
Mama.
Paramedics from a nearby fire station were immediately dispatched, along with an ambulance from 5 miles farther away.
I went over and picked up the baby and took Kurt by the hand, took him to the open door, and I said, you know, Mommy's going to be okay. Let's go and watch the ambulance come in. They were there within just minutes. I mean, it was less than 5 minutes, I know.
When firefighter Richard Anderson and paramedic Travis Pickle arrived, they had no idea what the problem was.
The first thing I hit was an odor of gas.
The gas was so thick at any time it could reach a pilot light, a power surge, telephone ringing. One spark could cause the whole place to blow up.
I was just so anxious about waking her up, and I was rushing to and fro. That's the reason I didn't smell the gas right off. I really didn't even think about it.
As I entered into the kitchen, I could hear a sound. It was like a hiss of steam escaping or air leaking from a tire, just a type of sound.
I found the stove. I got it.
I turned off the stove and began immediately to open the windows and the doors to get the oxygen into the house.
We went back outside and waited on the lawn.
Holly, wake up.
As long as you have the gas environment, what you're going to be breathing will be the gas, and it's just going to slowly cause you to suffocate. She was probably just, I would say, minutes away from death.
Okay, she's coming around a little. Take some good deep breaths for me, okay?
During the situation, the mother was so groggy that she didn't really understand what was going on. As we got her outside, she started to come around even more.
She kept asking where her kids were, and I kept trying to reassure her that I had her kids and they were okay. I guess she didn't hear me because she kept asking where her kids were.
Polly and her children were taken to the hospital, where they were examined by Dr. Jerry Gray.
Apparently, Kurt wasn't experiencing the same effects she was, maybe because he was in a different room with a lower concentration of gas or just being lower to the floor.
Sit right up in there with Mama.
Had he not intervened and gotten help to his mother when he did, my estimate, another 20 minutes would have been fatal.
Now, therefore, I, Joe Latham, Mayor
2 weeks later, 4-year-old Kurt Fultz received an award for heroism from the city of Sherman, Texas.
for his courage and conscientiousness in saving the life of his mother.
We were all impressed with Kurt. He was proud of what he'd done, and he was not only proud, he said, if you'd been there, I saved you too.
Give me 5, John. And we're proud of you, the young man.
Polly Fultz is grateful that her son knew what to do in an emergency.
If it hadn't been for what he did, there would not be Kurt, there would not be Kristen, and there would not be me.
Mama and Daddy told me I can call Wanda if something's wrong.
I was hoping he would pick up the phone and call if something was wrong, but, you know, that's something you never can tell until it happens.
Probably what happened was when she was cleaning the stove, apparently she sprayed out the pilot light, and my little girl went in and turned on the stove and started gas going throughout the house. We think this because a week earlier she turned one of the burners on.
We've taken the knobs off the stove, and when they get older, we'll put the knobs back on, but for right now, they're off. They're in the drawer.
Next, step inside the command center where the calls for help are answered and meet the real-life heroes who save lives. Stay tuned for another episode of Rescue 911, next on Discovery Health Channel. Real life, medicine, miracles.